Okay, so let's take a look on the day 3 for our Algebra 2 final daily practice. So in the first problem here, we know that if the point P is on the line y equals x, then what's going to be the value of the n? So knowing the point is on an equation, we would know that if you plug in the coordinates, it's going to satisfy this equation, right? So we can just go ahead and plug into our equation, which will be y equals x. So we will have the 2m, which is the y, equals the m plus 3, which is the x. And then we can solve this equation, and we have the m equals 3. Okay, so that will be it for this problem here. And for the second one, for a polynomial function g of x equals 5x to the power of 6 plus 9x cubed minus 2x to the power of 5 plus 15x and plus 7. The degree is going to be the highest just exponent on the x. So in this case, we will have this to be the 6, right? So this will be the highest degree. And then for the leading coefficient, it's the coefficient of the highest degree term. So we will have the 5 as our leading coefficient. All right, and for the next one here, between 2004 and 2013, the average annual income growth rate in a certain city was approximately 10%. Given the average income in the city was $50,000 in 2005, the average income in the city in 2012 is approximately equal to how many dollars? So here we will know that the 50,000 is going to be our starting amount, and because we have the growth rate, this will be an exponential growth because every year is going to be 10% more than the previous year. Okay, so in that case here, we can tell that the choice C and D must be wrong because here the growth rate should be 10%, not 0.01, which is 1%. And then we can see that the only difference between the choice A and the choice B is the number of the exponents. And then the number of exponents represent the number of years in between, because from 2005 to 2012, we can just take the difference here and see that there have been 7 years, right, after 2005. So the correct answer will be the answer choice A. Okay, and now we can take a look on problem 4. So for problem 4 here, we know that the graph of a quadratic function passes through the points 1, 0, 2, 0, and also 0, 2. So what's going to be the expression of the function? All right, so to solve this problem, of course, you can just plug in this points into the functions and see which one is correct. But if you want to solve this equation here, you can also do so because we do know the two x-intercepts. So first we can write the function as y equals a multiplied by x minus 1 times the x minus 2. So it's very important to leave the leading coefficient as unknown. And then we can use the two x-intercepts to write the equation like this. But now, to solve the leading coefficient, we will also plug in the 0 and 2 into this function. And then we will have the 2 is equal to a multiplied by 0 minus 1 times a 0 minus 2, which we will have the a is equal to 1. All right, so now we will have the function to be, let me write over here, y equals x minus 1 times the x minus 2. So after we simplify this, we will have the x squared minus 3x and plus 2, and therefore it's going to be the answer choice D. Okay, and for the final problem, we are going to find the coordinates of the foci of the hyperbola x squared minus y squared over 9 is equal to 1. Okay, so here we can see that for a hyperbola, we essentially have the equation to be in this format: x squared over a squared and minus y squared over b squared is equal to 1. And we also have the c squared is equal to a squared plus a b squared, right? So we can first identify that a is equal to 1, and in this case b is equal to 3. So we will have the c squared is equal to a squared will be 1, and then b squared will be 9 for this equation here. So c is equal to a root 10. Okay, and then next we also want to identify where the foci are. Like, is it on the x-axis or on the y-axis? So because here the x is the positive term, and you can see here we have a negative term on the y. So we will see that the focus will be, so we have the foci are on the x-axis, and therefore the focus will be root tan 0, and we also have negative root tan and 0. So this will be the two foci, and therefore it's the answer choice A. Okay, so that will be it for this daily practice. So you can see most of the problems here are about the different functions you need to know for Algebra 2. So make sure you know the definitions and properties of all these functions. All right, so see you next time.